Hey, Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome to Let's Play Europa Universalis 4 in the Dharma expansion. Paradox was absolutely wonderful, and they gave me early access to the press preview build of Dharma. You can see down here, this is the EU4 1.2600 Muggles patch, or Muggals. I'm not really sure how to play that. We're going to play a single player game. I was kind of testing around with Iron Man, but Iron Man is fun, but I don't really care about achievements, and I'd much rather be able to just speed through months, because with Iron Man you have to wait for the monthly autosave. It's just, I don't really care that much. And I just feel like it makes the game take a lot longer. I was kind of wanting, because this expansion mostly focuses in India, I was kind of looking to play in India. Now there's a few interesting places we could play. I believe Delhi has its own mission system. So I was kind of thinking about playing Delhi, because they also have a couple of vassals. They have Bangladesh and Sirhind, and I believe this is Sirhind, and Bangladesh is here as well. So they have, they're reasonably powerful, and they can do quite a lot. They're also the Sultanate thingy, so I mean, that's interesting. There's also, I was kind of hoping to maybe play a Hindu nation. So that's kind of a thing I might do instead. Like, for example, there's a lot of these big ones, but, Vijayanagar, I don't know how to say this, but this could be a really interesting nation to play as well, because they're Hindu, which could be a pretty damn interesting way to play the game. So I think we might play... I really want to play a Hindu nation, but a lot of the Hindu nations are very weak, which makes me worried. I would kind of like to play a smaller nation, but I think trying to form India as Vijayanagar would be interesting. I think there's like a continents map mode. Yeah, you can see here is the area map mode. So I think it would be fun to try to form... I think we'll just play as these guys. I think they're interesting enough. They are an independent nation, although they're not a sultanate, which sultanates are really fun to play. Is kind of my problem. But I think in the interest of playing a Hindu nation in the Indian tech group, I'm going to play Vijayanagar. I don't know how to say that, so forgive me. But this is who we're going to play. Let's get started. Now, I've been kind of hemming and hawing about Iron Man mode. I'm just going to play normal mode because it just makes the game run a little bit quicker and all that sort of jazz, so don't worry about that. So there's not really any particular goal here. I'm just kind of like assess the situation and think about what we want to do. So there is supposed to be a pop-up for the new features in Dharma, but I think I might have accidentally deactivated it. So I'll try to address them whenever they come up. There are some new changes in the attributed space. There's a special split must come on any stage. Attributed to overload, but it belongs to either hard government type. But part of this have their own independent diplomacy. They can fight their own attributes and similar and understanding as well. Okay. So we might want to establish some tributaries. So let's do a little bit of an analysis of our nation here. Our leader is Maharaja Devarya Sangama. He is a scholar and tolerant, which is quite good. He has a 334, which is a decent roll. This is a pretty good number. Our wife is less good, but still reasonable. Our government type is a kingdom, and our government reforms, which is a new feature in Dharma. We have the Nyan Kara system, which gives us 15% more national manpower, and it also gives us a 100% vassal force limit contribution. So these are things we're going to want to take advantage of if we can. We can obviously switch here. We could change to plutocracy, which would give us +1 merchant. We could switch to autocracy, which would give us unjustified demands, or we could switch to feudal nobility, which would give us income from vassals. I think we're going to stick on the Nyankara system because it's more interesting, and we'll talk about these other choices that we get as the game continues. We get about 0.53 reform progress every month, so it should be around 1460 that we'll be able to make a reform. So that is most of the government thing. I think I will want to promote some of these cultures. That'll probably be one of the first things I do, because if we look at the accepted cultures map mode here, it belongs to my primary culture group, but it is not accepted. And if we look at culture here, There's quite a few cultural groups here. I don't know if I will force accept these guys. I mean, I could, but it might eat up slots that I could use later on. So we'll kind of think about this. What I might do is I might just focus on unifying my culture here. Let me see if I can get that button to show up again. I'm a little bit rusty with using my buttons. So if you look at this culture, I think my primary goal is going to be sort of unify my culture. And then we'll kind of work from there. So let's pick some rivals. Bengal has rivaled us, who is over here. So I think it would be a reasonable thing to rival them back. I think Bahamas is probably like my best target here, because that will be someone I can use to fight wars against. So Gujarat doesn't like them. So we could talk to Gujarat, and they might get an alliance if we can get them from not being hostile. Gujarat is over here, so we could use these guys against this guy. So what I might do is I might go ahead and improve relations with them. Now, they're not a huge fan of me right now because they're hostile and they have a negative opinion, but if I improve our relations with them, they will be more than likely willing to join us against the Bahamanis. And then there is Orissa, who is over here. This is a smaller nation. I think I will go ahead and rival Orissa as well. Although I want to be careful about rivaling too many people, because that might make these guys want to be friends. So I might hold off on rivaling too aggressively, because I don't want these guys to have a reason to join up together with the thingies. So we're just going to hold off on that for now. In order to get a little bit more power projection, I will almost certainly be issuing an embargo against the Bahamanis, because that'll get me just that little bit of embargo power, and it's essentially free. Now, we don't have a deity, but we're still working our way through this list, so that kind of takes care of diplomacy. What we also want to have a look at is where we could expand. Do we start with any claims or cores? We start some with cores on the Bahamis, so that'll be something we look into. I'm thinking we might go ahead and try to take over some of these smaller nations here, because I believe there's a lot of trade ports here that we could take advantage of. So that's going to be something we look into. Yeah, I think I'll have a look there and see if I can do these. I also want to take over Sri Lanka, or Ceylon, I believe it was the old name. So this will be something we work on as well. So I think to start with, we're going to work on Mysore. Let's see, would they accept vassalization is a question I want to ask. So I own their core provinces, so they will not, but what I will do is I will go ahead and build a spy network on them, and these will probably be my first target. So that kind of takes care of diplomacy for us. Now we want to have a look at our economics. We have pretty okay state maintenance. We are running 3 fortresses, which is good for our army tradition, but I really want that money more than I want the army tradition. So I think I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to turn off those forts and save 1.5 ducats a month. I'm also going to pull my army back a little bit. You can see here I have Indian cavalry, which are pretty interesting. I'm going to pull my armies back a little bit as well. I don't want to get to war with these guys straight away, so I'm going to pull my army back from the border to be protected behind these forts, so when I turn them on I'll have time to get my thingy up. So we'll pull those guys back, and then I'm going to lower my army maintenance down a lot. I'm not going to be doing much drilling in the early game because we're trying to build up our power. We have a decent amount of trade income, which is good. So I think that'll take care of our early game stuff. Now that we've taken care of our economy, we can look into addressing some of these things over here, like our advisors. These advisors are a little bit expensive for me right now. So morale and navies. I would definitely like to get fort defense. I think that's a really nice one to get. Fort defense or national manpower. I don't really have a manpower need right now. I'm just going to grab the fort defense guy, because that's 1 ducat a month for military points, which are pretty important. And we're going to want to maintain as much military power as we can to stay ahead in technology so we can fight these wars. I'm also going to have a look here. I would like to get this trade efficiency guy, but I'm worried about him costing a little bit too much. Although if I did this, if I took this trade efficiency guy, I could focus on admin and then just get a regular tier 1 admin guy. And then I would be just about spending all of my money on these, and then if I focus on admin, we could get our first idea unlocked pretty early. So I think we'll focus on admin. And now we have a reasonable spread of these points. Our cash flow is very weak, but we'll take care of that. So let's have a look at trade now as well. That's sort of this early game setup. It looks like we have 2 traders. One is in Deccan, steering towards the Coromandel node. And we are collecting in the Coromandel node, collecting 4. So these actually look like reasonable things for traders to be doing. The only different, depending, what's our caravan trade power? It might be worth it to move over here to Doab, which has, let's see, what is the value in Bengal? Yeah, Doab has like a similar value to Bengal, but we can get more trade power there with caravan steering. And people are kind of already steering in this direction anyway, and so I think I'm going to move my trader from the Bengal trade node and send it to here, because we can use our caravan power to pull down this way. Now, we're not pulling a huge amount, but I think this might end up being worth more for us. So we'll kind of take a look at our trade income. What is it? 8.21, so just remember if that goes up or not. So that takes care of technology, all that stuff. We've got ideas. We can take a look at our ideas here. We have infantry combat ability, which is really, really nice. Then we have possible advisors +1, which is decent. Then we have global trade power, cavalry combat ability, stability cost modifier, tolerance. We have yearly prestige. We have diplomats and discipline. So it looks like we have a good spread of sort of military-focused ideas and stability-focused ideas that, help keep us going. We also have some missions. We'll talk about missions here in a little bit. We don't have any policies we can enact. We have no decisions we can take. Our stability is reasonable. Our religion is reasonably okay, and then our military, we'll take care of military here in a moment, and we do have a subject of Jaffna, which is, how do I find them? Here, this little subject here is my vassal. Okay, so, moving on to some of the more pressing things, let's have a look at some of these missions. Let's see. So, this would get me 50 military power. So, I need to take control of these 3 provinces to do this mission. That'll be something we do, but it's not something we're going to do straight away. We've also got the spoils of war here, war reparations from 3 countries. That would be nice to get. It would get me development cost cheaper, and that would get me closer to developing my capital, which would be something that I would want to do as well, because the local construction cost would be nice. The Tamil Trade Guilds, stability at least 1, no owned province with the Tamil culture has more than 2 est or 50 local autonomy. Okay, cool. Permanent core. Permanent claims. So, Tamil culture is... Let's see if we can find it. This is Tamil. So we need to get this all down below 50. Is to have no unrest and 50 or less autonomy. So I don't know, do I have these as states or do I have them? Yes, so these are full cores, so I should be able to tick that down naturally over time. Yeah, that'll tick down naturally, so that'll be something we can achieve relatively easily. And that'll give me a full claim on this region here, I think. So let's talk about our deity. We have, let's see, core creation, aggressive expansion, trade efficiency. So this would be income, diplomacy, in construction, war, or sort of defensive / thingy. I think for now, we're going to focus a little bit on the cash side of things, because I think cash is pretty important. Code subjects, all right. Now, in terms of military, we are 6 units away from our force limit. We do have pretty good infantry, so I'm going to probably focus on infantry a little bit, because they're a little bit more cost effective. We are slightly over our naval force limit, so let's take a look at that and see what we can do. I'm definitely going to sell off some of these heavy ships. I'm going to protect trade in my main node, that is Coromandel. Then I'm going to grab these. I'm going to detach these carracks, and I'm probably going to split them in half a couple times, and see if somebody would like to buy my ships. Let's see. Ayutthaya. Would you? I guess I should wait a couple of days. Let the time tick forward. We'll go up to speed 3. So my diplomat comes back. Royal marriage from Andara. We'll take a look at that in a moment. I want to sell you a Carrack for 40 gold. Would you buy 2? No, you can only buy 1, so I'll sell you 1. And then Pasna. We'll wait a few days for this guy to come back again. There's a little bit of cash. We can select a naval doctrine. We won't do that quite yet. Now, what was the mission here? Let me have a look. So I need to get my stability up. So that's going to be the big thing that I do. So no owned culture has more than 2 arrests or 50 local autonomy. So this should tick down. Yep, there it is. So now we should have passed this. Oh, there must be a province here with more than 50 autonomy. Yeah, these two here. So this will take a little bit longer to get these down, but that'll be something we work on. What I could do is if I wanted to speed these up, because it seems like these are the only ones that have a high autonomy, I could run an autonomy edict thing for a while. It's not a huge amount. It's going to be pretty costly, but what it will do is it'll speed up how quickly we can take that idea and get these claims over here. I'm going to send this guy to improve relations with another potential ally. Who are your enemies? Let's just double check here. I don't think I need this. If I'm going to be getting free claims down here, I don't need to generate claims. So who else could we do? Jean-Pour might be willing to ally us if we can make them friendly. They don't have the same rival. Let's see. Vijayanagar, Jean-Pour, and Gujarat. How does Gujarat feel about me? Okay, Gujarat's fine. What about... We should have the same vassal. Yeah, we have the enemy of enemy thing. So I think I'll improve relations with them as well. Let's see if we can sell another boat to Pasai. See if we can sell... I will buy another one of my carracks, which I do not need. Very nice. We can now build buildings if we want. We can build forts, but we're not doing that right now because we're trying to keep our income nice and high. Oh, our income went down a lot. Huh. Why did our income go down? Oh, I guess that was like the first monthly tick. Is it really worth it to steer from here? I mean, I feel like we're steering more here because we have more trade power. And we're steering like a whole ducat down here, and then we're steering like a bunch more this way. So I feel like this is a more efficient use of my trade power. So the royal marriage from Andara. Let's have a look. So this is my vassal, I believe. Yes. No. Jaffna is my vassal. Where's Jaffna? Wait a minute. I thought you were my... Wait, hold on. Where's my vassal? Oh, this is my vassal. No? Wait. Am I blind? This is my alliance. Ah, my vassal is here. Right. Derp. Yep. I'll take a royal marriage with my alliance here. These guys are good. We have good relations with them. That'll keep us going for a while. Now, what is our diplomatic? We have 2 more relation slots, and that's who we are improving relations with over here. Okay. I promise we will unpause. I'm not going to build any buildings. I could go for a naval doctrine. I don't think it's worth it right now. I think I'd like to sell off more of my boats. So let's just kind of let time tick away a little bit. Now, we can officially declare war now, but what we're waiting for is to get the free claims from this piece of land. Now, I mean, 0.3 isn't a lot. Or 0.03 is not a lot, but it is similar to the government rank bonus. So we basically doubled how much we're getting from our government rank. So it'll go a little bit quicker, which is exactly what we want. So wars can be officially declared. Let's have a look here. Jaffna is my vassal. I will take that. Okay, so I do need to set another rival. I want to set a rival that maybe won't encourage the Bamonese. Let's see, Orissa. So I think Orissa is who I should rival because that will make these guys, they won't ally with the Baminis, so I'm gonna set them to my enemy. I don't even know where Orissa is, but we'll figure that out in time. Let time tick away here a little bit again. We have more of these ships. Royal marriage from Cochin. They would not accept vassalization yet, but they probably would. Do I want to vassalize these guys? It feels like a lot of work just to get, like, using up a Diplo slot to get a single province. I mean, it is. No, I don't think that's worth my time. So, what is our big thing? Oh yeah, we want to sell more boats. Right. So I'm thinking, Pegu, would you like to buy a boat? So you would buy 2 of them for 70. That is a steal for me. And now what we can do is we could slightly increase the amount of barks we have here. We sold off our carracks, which were big and expensive. And now we can build some ships to increase our trade power. So that's nice. In the meantime, let's see, 85 ducats for naval maintenance, ship trade power. Let's have a look. Ship trade power is nice, but I always feel like naval maintenance pays off pretty nicely too. Although naval maintenance is usually typically like very, very small. I think I'd like the trade power more. I mean, shipboarding, ship trade power. Yeah, let's go for a merchant navy. I think that's better. It'll net us a little bit more cash in our home node. See here, this should jump slightly. Very, very slightly. Not much. Okay, so we have another diplomat. We are improving relations with these guys. How would you feel about an alliance now? Okay, you're still pretty negative. This guy here is starting to become friendly. So we're going to ally Gujarat. I don't think I will royal marriage them. I might. It might solidify our sort of hold against the Baminis. But I'm going to focus on consolidating down here and waiting to see if these guys go to war. So I will mark them as a special interest. So you have declared war over here on Kutch, who are pretty alone. That's good. You should be able to handle that. Although it is worrying that you've declared a war, because now I'm not going to be able to call you to war defensively. Okay. We also have 11 transport ships. I'm not sure I need these. So I might try to see if I can sell off a few of them. To maybe Bengal. Bengal hates my guts, so Orissa hates my guts. There's Orissa anyway. Arakan, would you like to buy 2 of these? Would you like to buy 3 of these? No, but you will buy 2 for 10, which is a good deal because I don't need them. I don't need transport ships. So let's see who else would buy some maybe. Maybe Malacca would buy a few ships? I don't need these transport ships, like they're completely unnecessary. They're only good for whatchamacallums. Damn, you're too far away. You still want to buy some ships? No. It's your force limit? Yeah, your force limit. Let's have a look. Sind, would you like to... he's at war. Let's have a look. Would you like to buy some ships? No fleet in supply range. Would you like to buy some ships? Over your force limit. Let's see if we can break this down further. See if we can just sell off more of these ships to... So you would actually be willing to buy 2 ships for 20. But you won't buy 3 ships for 30. 2 ships for 20? That's a good deal in my opinion. Because what it means is we can get more of these lovely trade ships that will earn us money. what else could I do? Let's see. I'd probably sell more ships to somebody. Would my ally like to buy some ships? You want 3 fewer transport ships. So if I split this in half, would you maybe look to buy them off me? Let's see, would you like to buy 2 ships, perhaps? You buy 2 ships for 20, deal. And then I can get another 2 of these bad boys. Become a trading fleet, because again, we want to up our trade income, and getting those ships on the way is a good way to do it. Seems like a strange investment, but if we do this right from the start of the game, we'll slowly build up power in this node and make more and more money from it as time goes on. I still have 5 of these ships that I could sell. Pegu, are you at all interested in maybe buying a single ship? No, you would exceed your force limit. Ayutthaya, would you like to perhaps buy a ship? No, your force limit. Bengal, they don't want to buy ships because they're a rival. Pasai, would you like to buy a single ship from me? No. Ligor? They would buy a single ship off me for... No, they won't pay me anything. Okay. I want to at least make some money back on the value of these ships sitting here. But I think that's it for now. That's pretty much all we can do. While we wait for the... I could reduce the autonomy here, but that would make an unrest increase, and I would have to, like, pay for my armies to stand on these tiles. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let it tick down naturally. It'll take a couple of years, but that'll be okay, because we've got our guys working away here. So let's see. Do you want an ally yet? No, but they are getting closer and closer to wanting to be my friend, which would be very useful to have these allies on my side. These guys do not have many allies. So it looks like they're making claims on me, which is good, because I want them to declare on me, because that will automatically call on my allies. Let's see. We could probably build up our army a little bit. Kotte is preparing to attack the Maldives, which I think is over here. Yeah. So let's go ahead and talk to our army. Let's build up to our force limit. We can get 6 more. Let's look at our army composition. I'm thinking we're going to go up to 4 cavalry in each army. That's pretty expensive, but I think Indian cavalry has a special something. So that'll bring us up to a reasonable number. Now we have room for 3 more troops, so I might just stick 2 in here to go up to a larger size so that we can just be a little bit scarier, and then we'll hold on to that final piece of force limit. I have another diplomat that I could use. Should be slowly... Yep, income is just barely going up. Okay, people are making claims on me. That's okay. It's fine. It's kind of what I want to be attacked, because it'll mean my allies are automatically called. But I want to make sure I have Jaunpur as an ally first. They are almost friendly enough to do it. I could probably do Influence Nation on some of these guys. I don't think it's worth it. If it would get me an ally and it was cheap enough, I would definitely... So let's offer them an alliance. So now, we're in a position where if we were to go to declare war on these guys and we could call our allies, we would be able to get our cores back. Now, Gujarat wants land. So we need to we need these guys to owe me more favors. Now, Andhra is friendly towards the Bambies, because it looks like they're doing that thing. I'm gonna have to try to break their alliance. I can influence them. I don't know if that's worth spending that money. That's like 2 trade ships worth. I don't think that's worth it. So what we also want to do is we want to go up to 1 stability, while stability is still cheap to do. We have a stability, guys, that's going to save us 10 points. And what that is going to do is allow us to do some of these things. I'm not going to look at these just yet, because I want to just check this mission. You see, we need to be +1 stability, and we need to get the autonomy down here. And it is ticking down pretty quickly, which is nice. let's have a look here. So this would give me national unrest and missionary strength. This would give me missionary strength and stability cost. I wish I'd seen this. I guess I couldn't take it yet. Yeah, I think I like the national unrest reduction and the missionary strength. The stability cost is nice, but I like the national unrest and missionary strength combo. That feels really, really nice. Royal marriage from Jean-Pierre. I will take these royal marriages. Because, thankfully... Oh, this is my heir, not my wife. This is my wife. My wife is really, really good. Kind of hoping she takes over, but, you know, these things are not how they work. Do any of these little guys want to buy a ship, by the way? Yeah, they'll buy that for 10 ducats, and that means I can get another trade ship. How would you like to buy a ship? You would. Let's split this up and sell off more of our fleet so we can get a bigger trade fleet. You would like to buy 2 ships. And you would also like to buy a ship, I assume. You'll pay me 0. Jaffna. You want to buy a ship too, don't you? Yes, you do. Okay, so now we can get a full fleet of trade ships. Which will, over the course of time, provide us with a nice benefit of gold. It's an expensive investment up front, but over the course of the game it's going to do pretty well for us. I think I'm not going to do this. It's something I might look into doing, but for now I'll leave it as is. We definitely want to be at least somewhat first. To get a little bit of innovativeness would be quite nice. I don't know if we're going to be able to keep that being so far east. Okay, so we're working on our mission. I think we can go up to speed 4 now. Our royal marriage with these guys ended. I think I like to keep a guy around. So I'll send you a royal marriage. Right, good stuff. So I'm feeling like we have a really good spread of things. How long does it take me to get things that you... We get 1 every year with you. We get 1 every year with you. And we get 1 every year with you. Okay, good. The rise of Shalpala Narashima. The autonomous nature of our Tamil possessions has been the perfect environment to build a powerful base for a local strongman. The man in question, known as Chalepa, has requested that allows to serve as a general and seems to be acting in the internal structure. It would generally seem that the man is ambitious and much as I set much higher goals and position in the army. While it's easy to deny him the honour of Sikhs, try to isolate politically, we run away from distance somewhere under control in American heartland. So let's see. This would give us autonomy, and this would give us separatists. I think I'm going to keep our friends close and our enemies closer. Partially because I just need a general. Now these guys are taking attrition here, so let's move them to the coast. Oh no, you're fine now, never mind. We've got 2 decently sized army stacks for the early game. Makes us seem nice and strong. We are currently a great power. We're going to fall off this list pretty quick. But we'll be able to climb back up it over time. Royal marriage from Gujarat. Now, Gujarat is my ally over here, and it looks like they won their war, which is great. I want my ally to be a little bit stronger. It means these bad guys. We're holding on to our money. Some of our ships have started to arrive. Our trade income should have increased. Yep, we're up to 6.636 ducats, thanks to our trade ships. Very nice. And also, that's also giving us some naval tradition, which is giving us stuff like trade steering, which is the main one that kind of matters is trade steering and blockade efficiency. A little bit of privateer efficiency isn't terrible either. So we're going to speed 4 this way through because I want to try to get these lands integrated. It'll take me just about another year. Now, I could also accept Tamil culture. What are the negatives we're getting? We're getting a big local... I think it's worth it to accept Tamil culture. Even though it's in our culture group and we'll get them when we reach Empire rank. I think accepting them will get us a big push of income. So you can see here we're making 5.75. Should be next month. We should jump a little bit. Yeah, 5.83. That's pretty good. Not a massive jump by any stretch of the imagination, but it just means that these guys are like, oh, let's see. Ah, okay, so these guys are at war. Now, if I had the appropriate... Who are you fighting? Hold on, because this might be a good opportunity for me to go to war with you. Ah, you're just going for these guys. Okay. I could start. I guess I could start fabricating claims here. So I will build a spy network with Mysore. They're going to be my first target. They're allied with Madurai, who is down here. So this will be another place I'd want to fabricate on. Okay, we can take the Tamil guilds. This will give us a permanent claim. And now we have claims where we want them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this guy back. Since this guy is allied with Mysore, I want to get a claim on him. So we'll send our spy here. No, not a royal marriage. Whew, almost messed that up. We want to build a spy network. So what's our next potential missions here? Integrate Jaffa. And we would get claims on Lanka. Then restore the rule over Mysore. So this is our next sort of goal here. And end Tamil insurgency. Complete the Van Dagan migration event. Or reach... Okay. Cool. We've got the Chalepa event happening. So hopefully that turns out okay for us. Things are going nicely. So that means I can actually turn off the state edict now because we don't need it. Where is my capital state, out of curiosity? Let's see if I can find my capital state. I'm always really bad at this because it... Ah, here it is. So my capital state, I think it would make sense to run the local trade power modifier because the capital state is extra cheap to run this in. It'll only cost us a very small amount of extra ducats, but it will result in what is hopefully a significant boost to income. I guess that's worth it over the long haul. It's probably not worth it to run right now, but over the long period of the game, that'll pay itself off more and more. And you can see now we're making a little bit more money from this node. Alright. So you're in wars. Bastard Doter and Kalandi. These are all very small little nations that you're at war with. But, I mean, you know, you're expending energy. So I want to get a claim on Madurai so I can take them as well. We'll call that diplomat. Gain a temple. I'm going to lose my heir and gain a temple in Dabal. Let me see if that's worth it. Or do I want a really good heir? The weak claim sucks. But he's a 635. Dude, you gotta take him. He's a 635. Narashima. Hell yeah. So we are going to have a bit of low legitimacy and we're going to have to work on that, but, you know, it'll work out in the end. Alright. I think I'm going to also spend some time developing my capital at one point or another. Now, I do have a mission here for Spoils of War, which means I have to get war reps from 3 countries. That'll be tough to pull off. We call this diplomat. I'm going to just send my diplomats to improve relations with neighboring countries and allies. So that'll just keep them busy for a while. Jaffna's a little bit happier with me. We almost have enough spy power here. I can build some buildings, but I want to hold on to my war coffers, so let's get you. I think I'll send my 16 stack down here. I'll send my 14 stack down here, my 16 stack over to fight Mysore. Babbling Buffoon. Because I believe we already accept this culture down here, so I think it makes sense to try to expand into a culture that we mostly already accept, these 2 areas. Now this one we don't accept, which is Malayalam. Malayalam. It is in our culture group though, so we won't suffer as many penalties when we eventually go to take on these guys. So, can I fabricate this claim yet? There it is. Let's go to full army maintenance now that we have our claim. we'll pull this guy back so that we can declare the war on Mysore. What's my thing is up to a little bit of... okay, so the Tamil Trade Guild. So this will give local goods produced and lots of monthly autonomy. We can allow them greater autonomy. I don't think I can deal with that unrest yet, so I'm going to let them have autonomy for now. That will hurt my nation actually a lot. Yeah, we're slightly over the force limit now, and we're losing money because of all that autonomy. But I see that as the kind of peaceful action. Let's go ahead and declare the war now. They're going to call Madurai. Then we'll get in here and we should get these kills. I'm going to go down to speed 3 while we're at war. I'll probably get rid of one of my military units. That'll bring me down to 11, so now I should be within my thing. So we'll detach a siege here, plus 1 infantry regiment, and then we'll walk away. And we'll do the same thing here. We will detach a siege, and then walk over here to do this. And then we'll detach a siege. So how long does this autonomy modifier last? It's only for about 10 years. So it's not the end of the world. It does hurt though. I forgot to add little 1-stacks to these places. This is just so if I roll a siege tick, they don't have to wait to... You know, if I roll a bad siege tick, they don't have to wait to recover. We'll merge these guys, these guys. There's no sense suffering attrition that I don't need to. We did breach the walls over here, which is pretty nice. Building up this nice stuff too. You know what else I could do? I think I'm at war, but I don't need my forts, so I'm going to mothball them. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care about them. I've got a pretty good general who I will be using against this guy, because it looks like he's struggling in this war. So probably the second I finish this war, we'll go ahead and see if we can get this war. I would really like to get Miltech 4 right as I declare war on this guy, which would give me a bit of an advantage attacking into him. Because it looks like he is kind of struggling. I would really like to be able to call Gujarat, but I need to wait for him to finish this war, who they're kind of losing. Let's see, Gujarat would definitely be called in for a piece of land here that he wants, which would be I'd be totally fine giving him a piece of land if it means we can pick this guy apart better. Nice, we're doing some good stuff here. We have a decent amount of money. We want to have a nice little reserve of cash saved up to be able to adopt institutions as fast as possible. Okay. No buildings to build. This should be finished. Very nice. Also picking up some loot. So now that I've owned this province, I'm going to send these guys in here to loot it. Just to get some value out of it, I guess, while I'm at war. I mean, sure, that's going to hurt its income. That's fine. Yeah, unfortunately, I am going to be dealing with really high autonomy here for the next while. Especially since I'm at war. But that's okay. What I can do is, I could give these lands to my estates. One of my estates that would let me generate a certain amount of income. Estates. So which estate is this? Removes the local autonomy for national tax modifier. The Jains remove it for trade power and tax modifier. So we'll kind of mess around with estates here in a moment, once I'm finished this war. I'm probably going to estate up all this land. I'm going to go here and see if I can pillage this bit of money as well. I'm going to estate up all this land. In particular, I'm going to be looking for centers of trade are going to be given to the Brahmins, which I think is the one... No, that's a local tax modifier. So yeah, centers of trade are going to go to the guys that reduce the autonomy for goods produced and trade power. Kind of a little bit of a management we have to do. I should probably have already done that, but yeah, it's okay. Almost got our next tech. We're just waiting for this siege to tick through. Marathas loses 10 influence. I've also got estate clicks to do, but I kind of wanted to get this first war out of the way before I start really pissing off my estates. Let's have a look at Bahmani's army here, our rivals. Because they're actually really low on manpower, so this is a really good time to attack them. Especially if I could get Gujarat to join. If you could join, it would be fantastic. Unfortunately, you got yourself tied up in a war that I don't want anything to do with. I might have to fight it without them. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. So mainly I just want my cores back. Alright, I guess we've looted this province, so we can leave it now. I guess we can piece them out. But I want to take the province with these guys because it's a little bit cheaper diplomat in terms of diplo points. Save those diplo points, you know? Alright. I can invest in technology. I'm going to take the Pike Square. Hopefully it wasn't you that got that. It was. Okay, so we're going to be equal on tech, but that's fine. I can also take admin tech. I will be slightly ahead of time, so I'll take that advantage, which is nice. I can also build temples now if I want. It's probably a few places where it's worth it. I think in my capital, 0.2 ducats a month, that's definitely worth spending the 100 ducats on. Really? You're still not finished, eh? Been almost an entire year and a half in the siege. I don't have any siege pips, so there's no point adding more. It just needs to roll high. Like an 11. I mean, the defenders are deserting. Here's what I want. I want all of these provinces. I'd probably end up with more gold if I pieced them out individually. Yeah, you know what. Let's take it so we can start coring it and get it recovered. Might as well park my army here for a while I wait for these sieges to go through. Give me your money, total annexation. Okay. So that has finished this mission here. We're going to restore rule over Mysore. And that will give me permanent claims down here. Now, I could go to war with these guys. But they're kind of winning. They don't have any manpower. This would be like a really grueling and painful war. So I think I'd rather just spend some time building up my power down here. But we do have some estate management to do. Okay. So we need to have a look at these trade provinces. So this needs to go to the... who are the guys? Is it the Jains? The Jains reduce tax produced. No, sorry. The Jains are production efficiency. And this is a trade node. Right? It's hard to see that. Yeah, this is a natural harbor, so we want to put the Jains in here. Now, it does have 100% autonomy now, but the Jains remove the autonomy for production and for trade power. And then similarly here, we're going to give this to the Jains because this is another Tamil province. So the Jains will sort that out for me. Now I'm not suffering any autonomy for production and stuff like that. You can see it's only affecting these other things. Wait a minute, did I give it to the right guys? Local production efficiency, local trade power, and local tax modifier. Now the Jains are this. So the Marathas, what do they do? To figure out what all these guys do. So they make it so that you can get all the money out of a province. but you can't really convert it, which is fine, and you lose a bit of manpower. These guys make it so that you get the production efficiency and the trade power and the local sailors. Oh, I should have used these guys, because the trade value multiplier is quite nice. It's fine. I think for these... Yeah, this guy's fine, actually, to have this guy on it. Local manpower, so I'm going to decrease, I'm going to take this away from them. And because this is a center of trade, I'm going to give it to the Vijayanagar. That way we get our sailors. So I kind of gave these to the wrong guys, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world that the wrong guys own this. Okay, so I have disloyal estates. I need to take care of this. So the Brahmins need some provinces back. Now they remove the autonomy for local tax. So I want to look for Tamil culture places with really high autonomy that I don't care about other stuff to get some of this back. So it looks like this is a pretty high autonomy province, so we'll give it to them. This will be a little bit of loyalty. The Marathas are someone else we're going to have to work on. Yeah, I guess I just didn't really understand the estates very well, and I kind of made a mistake there, but I'm going to give this to the Brahmins as well, so that we get our full tax benefit here. And that'll make them loyal a little bit quicker. I'm not going to go ahead and take these things yet. The Jains are... Let's see here. So if I patronize them, they would gain loyalty and influence. So now they help me with that. Commission Jain scriptures. Ooh, I don't know what that does. Let's do it. Okay, that made them more loyal. I guess that's okay. Okay, so that wasn't useful. Very. I'm going to wait for these guys to recover. And then I'm going to reduce my army maintenance and recombine all my armies together. Then I think I'm going to raise autonomy in these provinces and then just hand them off to estates. So I don't have to deal with the warring stuff. So I think these two provinces over here I'm going to give to... I could give them to the Brahmins as well. That would get them loyal. So the Brahmins prevent you from converting, I think. This will give a national tax modifier to my country if I give them this as well. So let's do that to get them loyal right now, and then I can do interactions with them. Change personal deity. So this will allow us to change our stuff. This will give them some things. I don't need to do that. I could demand their administrative support. I think I'd like to seek their approval. This will get them slightly more influential and slightly more loyal. I think I'm also going to recruit one of their ministers to get them up to 75%. Then I'm going to get the 150 admin power off them. Boom. And then I'm just going to let them tick back up. Tick back up over time. So I got the 150 admin off them, which I'm going to use to core this land I just took. So I'm pretty happy about that. It turned out nice. So yeah, we had to give a lot of land away, but I think we've ended up in a better spot financially from doing all that finagling and chopping and changing. I didn't fully understand the estates because I'm bad at the game, and I maybe shouldn't have given so much provinces to the Jains. They are pretty good. However, I didn't realize they don't have important interactions, so I would have preferred to give them to like this guy. Now, out of curiosity, are there any places I could give to these guys? They remove local manpower and force limit modifiers. So I don't think it would be worth it to give them to any of these like really low autonomy provinces. I think we'll just leave those the way they are. Anywhere with high autonomy, like I think it makes total sense to give these provinces away over here that have super high autonomy. Like local tax modifier completely demolished, local manpower completely demolished. But because it's owned by the Vaishyas, we're still getting all the sailor benefits. I would like to swap this, but I don't want to deal with these guys being upset with me more. We have some unrest, but it's ticking away slowly. We'll go ahead and grab this province as well now. Coring up my land. And then we could probably look to maybe declare some more wars and get these guys under my boot nice and early. But I'll tell you what, this has been about 6 years of gameplay. Oh, you're taking attrition here. You should not be taking attrition. That's actually quite bad. It's hurting me. But yeah, I think I'm going to clean up over here, then maybe look to cleaning up over here, and then maybe we'll turn our face towards the Bahmanis and see what we can do against them before they get too many allies. I have been building up trust with these guys and favors, which is good, because it means they'll be more likely to be answering my call to war. Any more good temples I could build? Not really. I like to build temples when they're like plus 0.15 in the early game, because I feel like that's a really good return. 0.1 is okay, but it takes a very long time for them to pay off, is the problem. Now, in my capital, do I have any really... One last thing I'd like to do is, do I have any really high value trade goods? There's a little bit, like 3. I have gems here, because I was... Or, sorry, I have gems down here. I was thinking of doing some production development. But we'll have to think about that. So, I'm going to call that the end of the episode. It's a good little introductory to see what our plan is. Our plan is to basically, you know, play around with the mission tree. We kind of worked on this. Now I need to take care of securing the Malabar coast, and that will be that. And then I need to integrate Jaffa and conquer Lanka. And then I need to end the Tamil insurgency and conquer Adra, which is all this stuff up here. But yeah, I think we're off to an interesting start. Oh, we have a cog here. I don't think we're supposed to have that, are we? No, I don't think we're supposed to have that cog. Let's get rid of that cog. See if I can't. Whoa! Slow down. Give me that cog. Go back to protecting trade in my cap. You come here. You. I know for a fact that you want to buy a boat. Come on. Oh. Looks like Bengal is getting their ass kicked by Orissa. Begu. Send this fleet over to Sindh. Okay, Gujarat is no longer at war, so now this actually might be a good time to declare war on these guys. Let's see. Who would come with me? Gujarat would come. Palitana would not answer the call. Oh, this is like the perfect time. This is like the perfect moment to declare war on these guys and get these 3 core provinces back. And maybe also get them to give me war ramps and maybe even humiliate them. That could be really nice. I'm going to call this an end to the episode, but I think that's what we're going to work on next. So I just want to thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. Please remember to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Remember to leave a like if you want to directly support my channel. And remember to leave a comment if you want to give me your feedback. Other than that, I want to say I love you all very much. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.